Mr. Rana Basharat Ali, you have the floor.
Good morning from UK and good afternoon, good evening, and welcome from members from around the world. First of all, I want to say thank you to my friend and colleague and president for IHRM, Mois Mahayuddin, to organizing this event as a side event for the United Nations 57th conference. My speak, I want to mention during my speech, there might be, which will mostly people from India will not agree, and it will be offending for many people as well. But before I say anything, I just want to know we are not against any religion or any country. If we speak about countries' policies, they are just against the policies. We don't hold any hate or different for countries. And secondly, if we speak about individual person or individual policies, they will be only about the policy, not about any personality. And the third things, we will speak about some religion point of view as well, which will be just to bring the issue on a highlight on a mainstream media. So it will be not against any religion or any person. If I make someone upset during my speech, in advance, I want to say sorry, and it will be not my planning to do. So before we start this subject, we have to little bit go to the background. There is two background we need to check. One, India as a nation. Second, India as a country. And third, the largest religion in India. So first, let's speak about India as a country. We all know India is the second largest population in a world, which is more than 1.2 billion. And out of 1.2 billion, there is 80% are Hindu. And Hinduism is a major religion in India. The second religion in India is a Muslim, which is about 13%. Then there is other religion, Christianity and Sikhism and Buddhism. So we can call this, the India is a multicultural based religion. And the second, there is more than 12,000 spoken language exist in India, and most popular language are more than 3,500. So that will make India in a unique on a world map, having a more than 35,000 language, 3,500 national spoken language. And second thing, India is become unique when India have a 23 national language registered by as a government. So in India, there is not only one language, like in Pakistan, we have official language called English, or spoken language is Urdu. But in India, official language are more than 23, and a spoken language more than 3,500. So third thing, as a religion of the Hinduism, is not offend. I'm not attacking any religion, but I'm just giving you a point of view what I understand. In first thing, in a Hinduism, in their own culture, in their own religion, there are 4 different category. One, if you're born from a head, you are a higher class. If you're born from the chest, you are a warrior class. If you born from your tummy, from the ram, you are a business community. And unfortunately, I don't agree, but this is a saying, if you're born from the foot, you are untouchable. So if you're born from the foot, so by birth, you are a second class, even not second class, the third class citizen. You're born to serve the higher class. You're born to serve as a slave. So you will you by birth, you have no right, which is normal people have a right by birth. So that's a three background we need to check, and my speech will be depend on these three background. First, I will come on the language, the spoken language, as we already discussed that there is a 22 spoken language in India by the nation. So the first thing, if you are from the North Kerala, you will not speak Hindi properly. If you are from West Bengal, you will not know anything about the Hindi. If you are from Punjab, your spoken language will be Punjabi, and Hindi language or English language will be your second or third language. So this English language barrier will be make a difference between your ability and your opportunity to get the jobs, especially for minority. And secondly, the national language and international language are English language. So mostly out in India, only less than 6% people can speak English with the full of control. So rest of 94% people, they cannot speak English. They will not get chances to get the job or get the same status in a society which you and me or the people who can speak English, they will get. And especially when it come to the language, so if the country have a 23 national language, so I think none of us can speak 23 language. We mostly can speak two language, one international language, which is English, or second, our mother tongue. So that will be something else, which is Indian government need to look at it. How many national language they will allow to speak the people in their country. This is their own issue, but I believe that will bring something in people in under complex or in under pressure, or they will define their class, or they will give them a less chances to improve their personal or their professional life. So second thing, when any country, which is only country based on a religion, because there is no any other country in the world, they have a Hinduism as a state religion. I know they never call that we are a Hindu state, but it is undeclared that India is a Hindu state. It is based on 82% Hindu in a country. So when you have a country which is have a most powerful people from Hindu background, and when they serve as a servant or as a second class citizen more than 600 or 700 years, because there was a Muslim rule for 500, then there was British rule for 100 years, then before that there was Sikh rule. So Indian as a Hinduism, they were never ever was in a powerful position or in a control the country in last 700 years. But before that, we don't want to go what is the whole the Hinduism or how the Hinduism class developed. And so that will give the opportunity to so many Hindus to lead and claim that this country is a Hinduism. I'm sure they're calling India is a secular state, but I'm not agreed on this. I believe they are still the country which is run by Hinduism and the ideology of the Hindu, which is not correct by their own religion. The practice they are doing, it is not something mentioned in their holy books or Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana or in any holy word. So that will give less chances to increase and give the chance opportunity to the Muslim, Christian, Buddhism, and Sikhism. That's why if we look at the Indian culture, there is right now more than 23 independent movement going on. One is a Kashmir, which is long-standing issue from last 70 years, and more than millions of people have been killed, kidnapped, raped, or displaced from their land because India do not want to listen that they want independence. So that's a separate issue. And the same thing is not about only about the Muslim. If we look at on Punjab, about the and what happening with the Sikh, what happening during the in last 30 years, why Hindu, more than 40 years, why Hindu, Sikh have been targeted in a Punjab? Because they need independent country. They want Khalistan. They need their own identification. Even they are 13%, but still there are more than 20 million people in India, only the Sikh. That's more than have the right their own country. But Indian government do not want them. Indian government want them under the Hindu power or Hindu government. So they killed many Sikh in 86 and 84 and during the 80s and 19. And many Sikhs, because of that, they will migrate to Malaysia, in Canada and Europe. If you look at the Canada, there is more than 10 million people from the Sikh community. They migrate during when the complaint launched against the Sikhism in Punjab in 86. So if we go further up, how the India tackling with the other societies, look at the what happening with the West Bengal, with the border of the Bengal, and they are try to put them in the same. They are doing what they are done in a Kashmir, what they are doing in a you can call in a Punjab for Khalistan Tehreek, for Khalistan movements. So that's something which will bring us to understand and believe this, that India do not have an equal right for every or any minority. If you are a Hindu, you have a much chances to get in a system, to get a higher job, get the easily accommodation in a higher society or in a good area. But if you are a non-Hindu, or if you are belonging from any ethnic, like if you are a Christian or if you are Muslim, you have a less chances to get the good housing, house on a rent, or in a good society, you will get difficult to get the place for your living. And I will mention the popular Indian superstar, the Amir Khan. One, he mentioned that his wife gets scared sometime that might be India is not safe country for him or his family. I do not want to go in a background what he said after that, but that was the word which has come from the Indian most popular superstar in a Bollywood society. The same thing, if we look at this, if you go to the any officials government, if you are a Hindu or if you are upper class, even unfortunately, even in a Hindu religion, if you are from Shudri or if you are from upper class, you have a more chances to go and get the job in a higher society. If you are Dalit, untouchable, if you are belong from this community, your females are easily for a sex slave till 60s, till 70, until right now while we are talking, there is a many part of India, there is a plenty of documentaries and movies about Dalit community, how they have been treated, how their women have been treated, how easily they get killed by the higher class of Hinduism. So it's not about the minority, it's not about the ethnic communities, but is also in Hindu, in their own culture. They have a society burial, so they have a different standard for a different class. And third thing, we will talk about the second subject, about India as a biggest democracy on the world. We all know how the democracy works. Democracy works only on a power. They start from the school level, from the college level, then they become a councillor in a city council, then they have a district politics, when they have a provincial on a previous level politics, then in the end, they will get a central power government. Till today, I never ever seen, history is not witnessed that a single party get majority in India and they get in a power. So to get the power, they have to do the compromise with a small party, with a religion-based party, with a culture-based party, or with a party with local issues. Sorry, if you need to cut me off, let me wave your hand so I will short my speech, because I think I have giving a 30 minutes. I'm not counting my time, so I'm speaking continuously. So before my speech, just shake your hand in 5 minutes. So I will wind up. So when we run the country on a democratic, thank you. When you run your country on a democratic system and you need a power have only one rule. To become in a power, you need your colleagues in a power. You need to compromise on many spaces. You need to compromise on many agenda. So when you need a power, then you will close your eyes what the BJP doing, what was the Congress doing in West Bengal, what the Congress done with the Punjab or Sikh, how they deal with the Sikh, how they killed Sikh in 1986 or 1984 or 1982 or even in 90s. What was a reaction came from the Sikh community. I do not want to go on that background, but that was a reaction, what they feel. One of the sitting prime minister was killed by the Sikh, their own bodyguard. And the same thing, one of the great leader in India killed by Nathuram, he was a Hindu as well. So we need to understand why these stories become in a highlight, why these stories are still alive, because I believe India is not learned their lesson as a government, as a culture, as a society to handle the ethnic minority with an equal right. I was reading the article yesterday that they done a case against the Twitter government, Twitter management in India, and the case. That there was a case, and that there was one video was circulated that Muslim person was beaten by the other people, and the video shared by the many people, more than 1,000 people, but they only pick up 30 people to get them in a court, because all of these 30 people was a Muslim. So they never, this is just yesterday, Indian government never bring any Hindu on that case. They only bring the Muslims. So it's mean Hindu government or Indian government, they are targeting minority by their hidden agenda. So they even the sitting chief minister, he openly give this debate and speech that they do not want Muslim born more children. So they start planning if the Hindu born more than 2 or 3 children, okay, so they will get more money, they will get motorcycle, or might be some financial help from the Hindu government as well. So this means we need to understand, especially look at the Mr. Modi. I do not want to call Mr. Modi Mr. Modi. I want to call him Mr. Butcher. The Mr. Butcher, this is the same person who was get refusal to get in entry in a USA. He was get refusal to enter in a United Kingdom. I don't know. I don't want to go what happened after that. But no, he is the prime minister of the country, and he's doing exactly what the Hitler done with the Germany, with the in their land. He's doing exactly the same. BJP have a long-standing history for violence against the Muslims, against the Christian, against the Buddhists, against the Sikhism. The same thing, Congress do not have a good reputation as well. So I believe on this platform, on the United Nations, we need to come on this request from the international lobby and United Nations that they need to put pressure on India. They need to come in a front line to solve the issue for Khalistan, so at least our Sikh brotherly, our Sikh community get their independent country. Then we need to request the United Nations. They need to resolve the outstanding issue about the Kashmir from last 70 years. Then United Nations look at the issue about the Tibet, about the what happening with the West Bengal or in the Kerala, top of the Kerala side. So they are an issue which United Nations and people like me and Mahayuddin and my colleague need to bring it on a national issue. And the last thing before I wind up, I just want to say sorry. I'm sorry if because of my speech, any religion or any community hurt, but it was not my intention. It was not my something I am good in it. I just want to say whatever we said, it is our understanding. It's not possible that all the word I said, it is based on a truth, but that's our research, that's our understanding, and that's what we want to say. We need an independent India where all the religion and all the ethnic get the breathe in a fresh air and independent here. And thank you, Mahayuddin, and thank you for all the listeners and giving me opportunities to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Ali, for your intervention. It was very informative, notably about the differences that exist in India between individuals, as well as the differences that exist from one region to another. These differences are what make us human. India is very rich in this diversity. And so in order to respect each individual, actions must be carried out that enforce the protection of human rights as well as equality for all. We will now move on to our final